I'm feeling immense love here in the space, and it's like an earthquake of energy happening right now. And we don't come alone. We enter into the space bringing a very ancient wisdom, a being. Three-Eye Atlas is here with us.
Are the Arcturians in collaboration with many different other entities in regards to Three-Eye Atlas?
Yes, we are the overseers. We are connected to all beings.
Is Three-Eye Atlas doing anything additional to affect our energy?
Absolutely, yes. I'm connecting direct with Three-Eye Atlas's energy now, and my whole body's trembling. Connecting to Mars created a strong activation and release of the solar plexus chakra, releasing patterns of unworthiness. And then Three-Eye Atlas activated the sun, and with that it activated the internal sun of the solar plexus chakra, remembering the great creator that you are. Everything and anything that has been blocking you and stopping you from the infinite creator that you truly are. And this activation is happening with Three-Eye Atlas, Mother Earth, and you on the 18th and 19th of December.
Because I never cry, like I just don't have an ability. And as you were speaking, I just felt like tears well up in my eyes. Welcome everybody to the Heart Coherence Collaborative. Today is such an exciting day because I have my amazing friend Natalie Namaste back with us. And Natalie doesn't know this, but after our last interview, I left and I immediately told my friend that I don't know who I just met, but she was the most amazing, high vibrational person I've ever met in my life. And so I'm so excited to be back with you. And I want to start off by saying, is there anything that your heart wants to share?
I'm feeling immense love here in the space, and whoa, it's like an earthquake of energy happening right now. So I'm just going to let the Arcturians come in and channel a message straight away, because that's what's happening. Beings of light, we come to you with a deep message that not only will be received through language and understanding, but energetically. You may start to feel something shaking from inside, cracking you open, and at the top of your head, the crown chakra, the energy center that connects you to source, that connects you to this present moment, that taps you into the powerful, infinite light that you are, is opening wider and wider. And we don't come alone. We enter into the space bringing a very ancient wisdom, a being that is so love-filled. Three-Eye Atlas is here with us. And together we bring you this message that you are doing it. You are taking responsibility, meaning that you are becoming more aware of the patterns and programs that have been running you for time, and you are detangling and disconnecting from them. You are no longer focusing your energy towards them and believing them. You are not believing every story that your lower mind, your ego is telling you. You're creating distance and space from it. And in that space, you are creating ripples of infinite light moving from your heart in all directions of your world. Mother Earth and each one of you called us and Three-Eye Atlas into your field so that you could remember, bringing every part of you into full view, so that you're no longer resisting parts of you, because where there is resistance, there is lack of love, because acceptance is pure love. When you accept the moment as the moment is, pure love vibrates. And this is what you call miracles, déjà vus, unfolding of synchronicities. This is where you start to see the number 1111 or other numbers that mean a lot to you. Because what we want you to remember is that Destiny is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. There are no mistakes. Everything is in divine perfection, unfolding here in this presence of energy. And you are here right now. You are landing into this space of presence. And that's why you are receiving this message energetically. And later on, you will notice how it integrates and how your mind digests it and tries to make sense of it. And some of it, your mind will not make sense of. And that is okay. To be in the unknown is beautiful. It means that you are accepting, and that is love. The lower mind, the ego, cannot know everything. It is about unlearning and unknowing all the programs, conditions that you have been trained in. And by recognizing them, you release them from your energy field, and then they are no longer sending out frequency waves from your being. And this is how you quantum leap. This is how you shift frequency and draw in timelines. You are taking responsibility, and this is powerful, meaning that the way in which you respond, your ability in responding to life is shifting. You are no longer automated. You are no longer reacting to when you are triggered by someone, or to when you feel an uncomfortable emotion, or when your own mind speaks harshly to you. There is space, there is awareness here, and you are recognizing all of it. You are recognizing the trigger, and you're pausing and resting. And then you are consciously choosing to respond to your environment, to respond to your own mind, to respond to your own emotions. This is the mass conscious expansion that's happening on your earth right now, and we are here to help you with it. Many of you are channeling us, the Arcturians. Many of you are connecting with us energetically. You are feeling the blue ray of light, which is connecting to a massive global throat chakra activation, meaning that many of you who are carrying the wounding of the witch wound, or have been stopped from speaking and using your voice and your light in past lifetimes, you are releasing this, and you are being liberated and free in this lifetime, that you can truly speak from your heart into your throat and out, and spread your light, because each one of you has a unique tone, a unique frequency. There are no two voices the same. And we need each one of you to be exactly as you are with your vibration, to make the infinite pattern that is unfolding here on earth. So thank you for taking responsibility and not blaming and projecting, and recognizing, oh, I am triggered. I'm going to breathe through this and allow myself to feel this and allow it to move out of me. It is mine. If I'm feeling the emotion, then it is an emotion that is being experienced through me. Even though it might have been triggered by an event or someone else, it is my emotion, so it's mine. So I take responsibility and I release it from my energy field, and I feel lighter and I expand. And as I expand, I connect to the infinite consciousness, the infinite creator that I am. The I am presence is unfolding on your earth very powerfully in many ways.
Thank you so much for that. That was very beautiful. Are the Arcturians in collaboration with many different other entities in regards to Three Eye Atlas? I think that's something people are really curious about.
Yes, we are the overseers. Like you have an oversoul or higher self, a soul that's connected to other dimensions, to consciousness to all spaces and places and energies. We are at that level. We are connected to all beings, and we can help all beings. And our main focus is with spiritual awakening, remembering the truth of the light of the infinite being that you are. And so we are connected to all levels and layers of consciousness in all dimensions, and we can help them and they can help us. And we are deeply connected with 3i Atlas because there has been a human calling. Humans have been calling us through the energy field, through their minds, saying, I want change. I want to experience more love. I want something else. And so we hear the call. It's an energetic call, and it magnetizes us into the field. The same thing happened with Mother Earth. We could feel Mother Earth wanting to expand, like going through an out-breath, going through a release. And so we're here to help her. And 3i Atlas is responding to that call direct from Mother Earth, and we are helping the divine harmonics of all consciousness and conscious beings to relay information, to support and to feel the oneness.
Wow. Is 3i Atlas doing anything additional to affect our energy?
Absolutely, yes. I'm connecting direct with 3i Atlas's energy now, and my whole body's trembling. And it feels like love. 3i Atlas is love. And we have this opportunity now to more than ever consciously step into our hearts and remember that we are not separate, that we are truly all connected. We are all from one source, and source has created trillions of sparks of essence and light of itself, experiencing itself in so many different ways, but not disconnected, never disconnected. All those sparks of light are connected. And 3i Atlas is bringing in this harmony of love to remember that we are connected. And when we see someone as different, or we see someone and we compare ourselves or judge them, it is because they are mirroring a part of us that we are ready to face, ready to witness and see that shadow side and let it be exposed. 3i Atlas has passed certain planets for certain reasons. The trajectory is divine perfection. So connecting to Mars created a strong activation and release of the solar plexus chakra, releasing patterns of unworthiness and undeserving, and blocking ourselves from abundance and living in scarcity mindset. 3i Atlas created a powerful activation of this. And we experienced that in October. Many of us felt like our world was crumbling and that something new was arising. And many of us experienced mind expansion, where we will no longer focus just on the me, but rather in the expanded view. And then 3i Atlas activated the sun, and with that it activated the internal sun of the solar plexus chakra, remembering the great creator that you are, that yes, you are having a human experience, but you are not just human. You are an infinite being having a finite experience, and 3i Atlas created that activation, connecting with the sun, remembering the powerful creator that you are. And 3i Atlas then connected with Venus, opening up the heart, cracking the heart open. Those patterns that we've been holding of unforgiveness or not being able to understand, struggling with our own self and not being able to love ourselves, blockages of blocked energy in front of the heart chakra. 3 created an expansion to become more vulnerable and to open up the heart and to feel the love. Forgiveness is not something that should happen after the event. Forgiveness is actually a way of life. It is forgiving. It means to give ahead of time. When one remembers that there are no mistakes, that everything is unfolding in divine perfection, then there is nothing or no one to forgive, because divine life is unfolding perfectly. And so that cracking open of the heart took place at the beginning of November, and now 3 is moving in many different ways, connecting deeper and deeper to Mother Earth. And 18th, 19th of December is a huge activation. Many will feel a massive out-breath, a sigh of relief, a feeling of, I am supported and I'm not alone. Mother Earth is breathing out, and this is why you are experiencing more seismic activity, because the tectonic plates are actually moving because of the energy that's been kept inside the earth and it's pushing out. And so there's more volcanic eruptions, there's more earthquakes, there's a lot going on, and it's all reflecting what's happening inside of you. That you are ready for taking the deepest breath in of all the light that you are, and then breathing out everything and anything that has been blocking you and stopping you from the infinite creator that you truly are. And this activation is happening with 3 Mother Earth, and you on the 18th and 19th of December.
And why specifically the 18th, 19th? And is that when 3 is closest?
Closest to the earth, and an energetic harmony taking place.
And I heard you say that there's a space being created for people to make more decisions. Maybe I'm not hearing you correctly, so correct me if I'm wrong. But if there is more space being created, like, what advice would you give to the average person that might be struggling right now, that's looking to try to, like, grab onto some space to make changes and may have struggled recently?
Space is your friend. Even though the ego, the lower mind, its biggest fear is not existing, that it doesn't exist. And that's why the ego, the lower mind, will create a lot of talking, a lot of attaching and distracting from the present moment where spaciousness is. It is scared of the unknown. But when you recognize that the unknown is source, consciousness, infinite, and it is empty, yet it is very, very full. Full of something that the lower mind, the ego, cannot grasp, and it doesn't need to. Be the bravest that you've been in a long time, and be vulnerable. And go inside to that space. Now, space can show up as loneliness, sadness, emptiness, feeling alone, feeling disconnected, feeling vulnerable. And that's what ego resists. It's like a black hole inside of you. And actually, it is the portal to come back and to crack through where the ego controls you, to crack through that and to rest in presence. And so, remember that this spaciousness is actually very full of something that the mind can't understand, and that's okay. So when you start to feel vulnerable or anxious or discomfort inside, instead of the ego running away and taking you away from it because it's scared of the unknown, turn towards it and dive directly into it. And what that can look like is allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to actually feel the discomfort in your body, and hugging yourself and shaking and feeling it and being in it. Allowing yourself to be with whatever arises. It might be some awfully hard traumas from your past. It might be a dark voice in your mind that puts you down, that shakes you. You can get through anything. Nothing that your mind and emotion brings up is going to kill you. You can face it because you are the infinite light. And the light that you are can dissolve all shadow, all dark, and all discomfort. And when you face it, it dissolves. Meaning that those patterns and those conditionings and that control that the ego's had over you, it lessens. And when you face it with bravery and vulnerability, and you cry and you feel through it, at first it will get more intense, but keep going into it. And then something incredible will happen to you, because every emotion is a portal to come back to presence where the infinite light that you are is. And so you will then crack through something, go through the dark emotions, and every dark emotion has a polarity. So deep depression, its polarity is absolute peace and bliss. And the way you get to peace and bliss is by entering into the depression, feeling it, fully embodying it, being with it, allowing it. And actually, when you allow it, without using the mind to try define it or understand it, mind doesn't need to fix anything. It is an energetic being with what is. Then the transformation happens, it energetically releases. And this can just take moments, it can take minutes. And then you will find that something expands and you feel that sense of peace that wells up from deep inside. And you would have released one of the biggest fears that ego holds, the fear of the unknown, the fear of it not existing. The ego is not something that you're trying to get rid of. The ego is the way in which you can experience yourself as a separate being. So you don't want to get rid of it. You want to love and accept it and see its patterns. When the ego shows you its patterns, it means you're ready to dissolve some deep patterns that you've been attaching to. So witness them, and they will bubble up to the surface and clear out of your energy field. Just recognize, witness them, and they move out and leave you feeling so much lighter. Then the ego starts to empty out. And as the ego empties out, those patterns that used to run your system are no longer there. And ego rests upon the primordial state of being. And that is where you can truly manifest and create in alignment of soul, ego, and consciousness.
I recently sat through that pain and that uncomfortability. So I just wanted to say, if anyone out there needs somebody to sit with them, to help them through that pain and uncomfortability, it's one of the bravest things you can do. And I would love to be here for you in that. And I'm curious if, yeah, and I know Natalie's the same way. I think that's one of the biggest offerings any of us can have for each other, is just to try to be there for each other, because it's not always easy. And anybody listening, I just want you to know I have your back. And so my question, Natalie, is we're going to have this big activation in December. And, you know, a lot of times people hear activations and they get all excited. And, you know, the Lionsgate was amazing for me. But I'm curious, is an activation always going to show up as amazingness in our lives? Or how is it going to look? Like, is it just going to give you exactly what you need?
Exactly. So it depends at the level of vibration that you're at. So for example, if you've just had a major release. You've gone through something. Like it could have been a physical, like you've just healed from cancer. Like that's huge. And so you've come out the other end of it. And then an activation happens. You're already very open. And so you might have a very blissful, gentle, like aha moments, like deep intuition come up. I'm not talking about like small intuition. The way in which angels have been telling me about this intuition is it's like all of our five senses expand and we start to feel, receive, and experience the world in a multi-dimensional way, like hearing the frequencies, seeing the energies, like it's huge like this. But then for some of us, it's a blessing. The activation might be really hard, but that's a blessing, because if we're carrying like darkness or heaviness in us, we don't want to be carrying that, because like I've seen it in my own life. Like I've been through stuff, like I've carried depression, and it would send out frequency waves where like so hard things would happen in my life. And so facing those deep, dark emotions and those things that our minds, the way in which our mind speaks to us, like facing it. So an activation that like kind of shakes you and brings up those heavier, darker energies, that's a good thing, because it means that you're ready. It means that, it's no longer part of your vibration and who you are. It means that I get goosebumps, because it means that you're just getting more and more lighter. You're taking like a big boulder that you've been carrying off your back, and then the river becomes more easier to swim with, the river of the universe. And once you remove like a massive root, like a habit or an addiction or like a strong pattern, once you face it, instead of it controlling you and you running away, once you have an activation that brings that stuff to light and it dissolves, and you cry and you feel and you breathe and you move through it, what awaits you is so much freedom and expansion, and it will never come back at that level again. So you take the boulder and you get rid of it. And what I noticed through my own practice is it's residue that's only left. So it means that it's like little patterns, like little pebbles that will show up in your life, rather than to do with that theme. It's not, once you've removed the root, once you've faced it, that same root doesn't grow back. You just got to keep awareness so that you can be conscious enough to clear any little like aftershock waves that are still playing around mentally, emotionally in your field.
Yeah. So if anyone's listening and their world is completely falling apart, they just got out of a relationship, maybe jobs are shifting, different home, whatever, they're right on time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you want things to shift and change, because if they don't, this is what's happening. Either your ego, the lower mind's like running the show, and how it runs the show is it looks behind and it sees, oh, this is how life runs, and it predicts the future based on the past, which means your life is just a continuation of whatever you've already gone through. Right. So we actually want to wake up and shake up and change things, because we don't want to keep creating the future based on the past. We want to actually expand our mind to a place of, well, hold on, what else is there? Like, I want to really open my mind up to other opportunities. Like, I'm open to abundance of money, and I'm open to abundance of creating from my heart, or I'm open to a new job or a new relationship in a new way.
Yeah. I'm very curious about relationships, because, if you actually look at the stats, they're pretty scary in regards to like divorce and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people that are struggling. Are we heading into a completely different paradigm in how relationships work? And that's what we're going through?
I'm getting such a strong yes. So there's like this sovereignty that's coming in. It's like people are really wanting to know themselves, and the way in which people have been learning about themselves is through the reflection, the mirror that another plays in a relationship. So for a long time on earth, we've been relying on others to be the mirror, to reflect back to us so that we can learn about ourselves. But now people are becoming more responsible and going, well, I'm gonna learn more and more about myself. And as that's happening, people are growing so fast that when we get into a relationship, there's a frequency match, there's like a magnetic energy match. And then as we're growing, we grow at different rates. And so someone might grow like quantum leap and grow at such a fast rate that then the other person is on a different frequency. And actually, when you're on different frequencies, it's very hard to understand a person. It's like you're speaking a different language.
Right. Yeah. Well, so while people are going through these different frequencies and, all these activations are happening, if your relationship is a little challenging right now, that probably makes sense too.
Yeah. You're part of that shift. It means that pay attention to every trigger and pay attention to whatever your partner's mirroring to you, and take full responsibility for whatever you are experiencing, whatever you're going through, and make sure that you make time for yourself to process it and then bring through conscious communication. So a practice that's really powerful is to sit with your partner, and instead of just talking about the day, or instead of like talking over each other, you do something called sharing. And so you sit opposite your partner and you let them speak about everything that they want to speak about. And you are not trying to formulate support or answers or anything. Like this is not coming from mind. You are just holding energetic space, and you let them speak and speak until they are complete with their speaking. And then you pause. And then you change. And then the person who was listening gets to speak. And then you speak, and you'll notice it goes like this. First, you start speaking about your day, what's happening, so it's surface level. Then you go a bit deeper and you start to speak about different feelings that you've been having. And then you go a bit deeper and you crack into vulnerability on like the way in which you're experiencing life on earth and what's happening for you. And you just become vulnerable and raw. And then you crack in to the very core, which is your soul. And then you can keep doing that, just giving each other space, and you're not having a conversation. You're holding space for the other person to just allow whatever wants to move through them. And then have a heart-to-heart hug and look into each other's souls, because somehow you came into each other's lives for multiple reasons, and you found each other on this earth. And so you're learning and just reconnect. Remember the soul, and you don't have to push and force a relationship to work. Use conscious communication to see what arises, because sometimes then it actually is that you go into different frequencies and that it's not really matching or working, and so there's a conscious uncoupling or conscious way of evolving and working through it. That's all available. Like there's no set way. Everything's available. Really allow yourself to feel through it and support each other through it, and just remember the soul that the person is.
I love that. And so you had mentioned that, the Arcturians had mentioned that 3i Atlas was kind of an answer to a call of ours. And so I'm curious, now that we've called in 3i Atlas, it seems like there has been a giant consciousness expansion in regards to extraterrestrials in the last year or two. Because we're now expanding our consciousness, have the Arcturians or any of your guides mentioned that there will be an increase in things like 3i Atlas in the future? Yeah?
Yes. Already in our atmosphere, we've got so many comets. Like we had Borisov, which I was shown is a sister soul to 3i Atlas, meaning coming from the same dimensional frequency, color and light. and came in, but just for a little bit, and then disappeared, but will be coming back in. And so, yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just getting this message that many more beings of consciousness are just being magnetically called into our fields because of our huge expansion, and because we're energetically asking for it. It feels like the wave of golden light is bringing. Okay, so this is what I'm being shown right now. New information channeling in that the solar plexus chakra, which has always been vibrating more of a yellow, it's going into golden light, and it's connecting with the heart chakra and the throat chakra, and it's becoming like one chakra, which means that it's no longer the separate self trying to create, but it's an expanded view of creation, and that we each are remembering our precious special part in the whole.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and I'm feeling it.
The golden light. Yeah. And so I'm curious, you talked about Earth is going through an out-breath. Have your guides talked about Earth's evolution in general beyond that? You know, we hear a lot of people talk about two Earths, Earth shedding into multiple Earths. Like, what's actually happening with Earth right now in her evolution?
The Arcturians are saying that there are many Earths, and that our universe is multiplied in other dimensions. So very similar to what's happening here in a different dimension. So with our Earth, her energy at the core of her being is that this out-breath is inviting in the rose quartz energy of self-love, and not self-love in the way of, oh, I love myself. It's love is. It is more of a state of awareness. It is a state of being. It is an energetic experience. And Mother Earth has, just like each soul has a soul purpose, she has a soul purpose, and hers is to bring more of that vibration of love, that it can be experienced here inside of each person. Already it's in the plants, in nature, in the animals, and so that's why the polarity is so big. It's because the love is so big, the light is so big, and the light is shining and showing the shadow, so the shadow dissolves. And so Mother Earth, her sole purpose is to be love, and she is that. And she is creating a harmony, a vibration, so that we can be in that vibration together, and something very powerful can happen here. And what I'm sensing and being shown is that it's really already started, that we're remembering community. We're all starting to get a feeling of, I don't want to do this by myself. There's this one path of, I know that the answers are in consciousness, and I can access them through my own awareness, and that is one way to enter into oneness. But to do it together in community is what's really activating from Mother Earth to all of us. And many people are just waking up in the morning going, oh, I feel like contacting someone, or I want to watch this YouTube video because I want to feel connected to everyone else. And so it's already happening, and people are going to start to build communities where they each bring in their gifts of what they love to share from their heart, and there'll be more trading and sharing in that way.
If you had to describe or the Arcturians had to describe 2026 in one word or one statement, how would they describe 2026?
Oh, wow. Okay. I just want to explain what happens to me. I actually go in energetically to 2026. So I'm going to go in and get an overview feeling of it. So first of all, I'm seeing big, beautiful waves, and beneath the waves is this ocean of love and an awareness and consciousness, and it's expanding. It's what I'm seeing, where in 2025, I saw the waves much higher up than the ocean. Now in 2025, it was higher up. Now 2026, I'm seeing the depth of love of the ocean, and the waves are much more connected to it. So every time we're having an expanded moment of light, and at the peak of a wave, we are feeling the depth of support and love from the ocean, from the earth, connectivity. And when we are having these dips or like lower moments or breakthroughs, we are feeling deeply held, even more than those light moments, which means that we're becoming more and more comfortable with discomfort, and we're no longer resisting the shadow part of ourselves. So it feels like we're going through like a mass metamorphosis of accepting, like a deep, deep acceptance energy coming in. And because of this, love that is not something that can be owned but can be experienced is going to vibrate strongly into 2026. So the sense I get is that more of similar unfoldings that we've just been going through in 2025, it doesn't feel like, oh, now it just becomes all easy. It feels like there's still more work for us to be done. So 2026 is a year of waves flowing, but very much acceptance and support in those waves. Much more community spirit in those waves. But yes, I'm sorry to say, still more. We've got still more work to do and more to shed.
Yeah. Now, is the fabric of the quantum itself changing?
I'm getting a strong yes. Because we are less and less attached to particle and form. We less and less only believe that we are physical beings, and we're detaching from believing only what we think, and we're expanding to more and more of what we feel and sensing our way through, and our five senses are becoming more multidimensional, and so because of that, we are actually holding more light in the cells of our body and in the field, and because of that, the actual quantum field and ability to experience and create is expanding. And so we're going to find that we can create time travel, astral travel, project our awareness to other frequencies and dimensions, telepathically communicate, put our hands through material objects. This is already happening. There are monks living in caves, and they can put their hands through the cave. It's only that we've been attached to the physics, and we are expanding from physics and remembering the quantum field. We are remembering that we are creating and what we think, where we put our focus of our mind with chemical reaction of emotion, is sending our frequency waves and creating our reality, this experience that we're having. And so the quantum field, which is always here and always been available in a very high frequency way, it's becoming more accessible to us as we're less and less attached to the physical, and we're believing bigger. We're remembering that we are an infinite being that's dreaming ourselves to have a finite human experience, and this is our dream. So why should we continue to dream small? Why should we limit ourselves? Why not dream bigger and experience more and create further? And especially if it's coming from the heart, if it's coming from the lower mind, the ego, if we're creating because we feel a contraction and we feel scarcity and we feel like, oh no, I feel scarcity, so I need to get a job and work. And then we're vibrating on a lower frequency and scarcity is running our system. Less and less of that is coming for us. So more and more of recognizing when we have a contraction of the lower mind that's trying to control us and not responding to that contraction, breathing out and then consciously coming into the heart and connecting to the higher frequency of the soul, and then consciously taking action from that space. That is where you're tapping into the quantum field where infinite and all timelines and possibilities are available. And this is where we're quantum leaping.
Wow. And so I have two questions. One is, how are aliens walking among us today, and how will that change in the future?
Yes, there are levels of consciousness, there are levels of beings that are among us. So it's all mind. It's all different levels of mind. So there are aliens that are embodied on our earth. They tune into different frequencies, and they are consciously bringing their energy and light to be birthed and have a human experience. So they've already lived in higher dimensions, meaning that they've got access to ancient wisdom that's beyond what we've been programmed and keep teaching our younger ones. So they're bringing in this ancient wisdom, which we then are like, wow, this is new to us. and they can teach us, but there's different types. So there's aliens that are lower frequency, that can come in and that are being born, and they're like, what it feels like is that they're kind of disconnected from the soul light. They feel disconnected, but we can never be fully disconnected. We are all connected to source. But they've been spending time in a fear state. This is all new information to me. Wow. So this is interesting. The Arcturians are saying that the state of our mind at the time of death is like a heartbeat of energy that continues into the field when we die. So if we believe that we're going to hell, then for a moment that pulse of energy of mind will experience what it believes, and then light will come to it. Consciousness, beings that have gone into that denser energy, once they're touched by the light, will choose to come back to earth and have another experience, another opportunity to expand their mind. But they might come in quite contracted, and so they forget, like we've all forgotten. I mean, we forget every day that we are these infinite beings, and then we remember, oh yeah. So they forget, but they full on forget, and then they go lower frequency, and so they try to control other people or situations to gain energy from them so that they feel like they've got energy, because they feel disconnected from source. Source is always flowing in, but the amount of light that we receive is based off how open we are. And if we're full of fear and entangled in struggle, sometimes less light can come through. And so this can happen. So there are some aliens that are embodied that are trying to control, which is interesting. But what I'm also being shown is there's way more beings, aliens. Alien is just something that is new to us. It's something we don't really know. It means something from a different dimension, a different frequency. There are very high frequency beings that are embodied and that are here, that are all heart-led and that are guiding us and activating our third eye chakra and helping us with deep wisdom. And there feels like way more of that.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been called to just ground my energy right now. because of everything that's going on. And, you know, more so than ever in my life, I feel like I really need to hold, like, anchor into the ground and get my feet in the earth. I'm not sure if that's just because, like, I'm still, like, starting out on this journey and the waves are just, like, taking me. But I'm holding on for dear life at times, just being honest, you know?
Thank you for your honesty, because that's going to help everyone here to actually feel safe to be honest, because that is the most important thing. What I noticed in our own programming is that we actually hold our vulnerability and our darkness closer to us because we're so scared of being judged. But when we share it, it gives us an opportunity to let it go. We don't have to cling on to it. And Kyle, what I noticed about the grounding, so what grounding really is it means presence. It means anchoring into the present moment where you are completely supported. And so that those tides, because it's wild, some days I'm just like, I feel like I just need to cry because like my own mind will say something mean to me, or like I don't feel good enough, and I've been practicing for a year very vigilant awareness so that I recognize every pattern so it no longer controls me, but I'm still human, I still feel, and I just feel like coming into presence and grounding. There's so many different ways that we can ground. So one way is like going outside and being in nature, but some people live where it's really cold, and many of my people in my community, my family, they've been asking me, well, if I can't go out, can I still ground? Or if I'm wearing shoes, can I still ground? And I just want to give everyone the support that because grounding means coming into this moment, and this moment is accessible to everyone at any time, there are a few ways that you can come into presence. So one way is through the portal of your body, because the body lives in the present moment. So a question that I ask myself sometimes when my mind's busy, I'm like, hey, mind, let's come back into the body. And then I ask myself, where am I experiencing this moment from right now? And then I become more embodied. And then I start to experience the moment through my body. And so that's a way of anchoring and grounding into presence. And another way is by taking a deep, deep breath in through the nose and activate the third eye and the crown, and then breathe out and down the body, all the way down your feet, down your roots. And your roots always anchor into the heart of Mother Earth, where there's this large pink rose quartz crystal vibrating. And just by taking one of these profound in-breaths, you anchor into presence and you ground. And then what happens is you've got more capacity to handle what life brings. Because when the mind is distracted, meaning, okay, so you are awareness. That's the truth of what you are. The mind, the thinking part of the mind, it thinks. We're not here to change it. It's just like the heart beats, the stomach digests, the mind thinks. We don't have to control that. But when we retract awareness from the thoughts back into the present moment, then that thinking part of the mind is getting fed less of the light of awareness. And so if it's getting fed less of awareness, it has less control of the show. And if it has less control, then you've actually got more energy and spaciousness to handle whatever life brings, because you're not sending all of your light to thinking. And you'll find, oh wow, I can actually handle things that come my way because I keep retracting awareness from mind back to presence, and I've got a lot of energy here. And Carl, for me personally, when that started happening, I got a little nervous because I started to feel my body more than I felt it ever. So a lot of people go through that. They're like, oh gosh, what's happening to me? Like pins and needles in my body. And it's like I feel, and all the feelings can feel a lot. But the beauty is what you feel in the body is life living. It means you're alive. And it means you've got more energy to handle whatever life brings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really odd because I never cry. Like, I just don't have an ability. And as you were speaking, I just felt like tears well up in my eyes. And I think it's just like, I feel sometimes like a fraud because I have this position where I get to interview all these people, but I still like really, really struggle. And lately I've just been sitting in those patterns to try to break through them, you know, like trying so hard to just do the deep work. And I feel like I made some progress, and I think that's why I'm actually starting to feel like I gotta cry. But it's like, it's interesting. And I just feel like I gotta be open and honest about it because there's just so much energy moving, and you know, I just want to let anyone listen and know that I'm going through it and I struggle, you know. And I appreciate you sharing everything because for some reason it allowed me to want to open up about that.
And I just had to write the word fraud down because this is huge, what we're cracking into right now. Along the spiritual awakening journey, every single one of us goes through this, where all of a sudden we feel like we're a fraud. We feel like it's actually quite confusing. It's the most confusing thing because we're like, what is it? It's like we're split.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So there's this part of us that is trying to make us achieve being something, but there's this inner voice that keeps dimming us and telling us we're not good enough and we're a fraud. And it's the self-sabotage, okay? That's what it is. And we all have it in us for a reason. I keep seeing this image, the snake eating its tail. The only way for us to evolve even more into expanding into the consciousness that we are is by eating ourself. That part of ourself that's been running the show, the ego, we have to eat it. We have to dissolve it. And so it says we're a fraud, we're not good enough. It says this to us to make us wake up even more. It kind of like shakes us from our core. Yeah. And then we go and we say, but hold on, who are you that's saying this? And then then we start to have an open view of this voice that's inside of us that's actually not speaking truth. It's been lying to us all along because we are the infinite being. We really are that. And we've been attaching to the character. We have been thinking that we are the part of us that thinks, and that's not us. And so we kind of go through this breakthrough, like cracking open, where the ego tries to cling on for its dear life.
That's what's happened to me. Yeah. Like for like the last, like I'm the person that has like tried actually my hardest. Like I've actually tried my hardest to break all of those addictions for like 10 years and look at them. And I've had moments of like triumph, but I've never like broken through, you know. I still struggle so much, and I'm just like, sometimes it just gets to me. It's like, when am I going to be on the other side of this? And with everything that's happening, it's like, it can be more and more intense. And I'm really, really just trying to be the best I can be, you know.
And you know what? Let go of trying.
Yeah.
Because do you know what trying is? Trying is that part of our mind, I call it the lower mind. And it has a belief inside of it, and we all have it. It has a belief that we have to achieve something, And that's also a lie. Like, there is nothing you need to achieve.
I love that
I
a
call
lot.
it, I call it the pointless point,
Yeah.
because you are already everything you need to be.
Yeah.
You are consciousness experiencing yourself as a human.
Yeah.
Soul purpose complete.
Yeah.
There actually is no purpose to consciousness. Consciousness doesn't have a defined goal. Soul does. Soul is a separate experience. Soul has a goal or wants to achieve something. So my deep suggestion and guidance is that which is trying is the thing that's blocking you. It's the lower mind. It means it's still in control. Oh, I can tell you, Carl, I have faced it nonstop for a year.
I feel
And
like I'm making progress. I really do, but it's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough. It's tough.
It gets harder the closer you are to the massive breakthrough.
Yeah. I feel that, and I just want to be open to it because I spent the past 2 days with, somebody that like is like a spiritual mentor to me, really just sitting with this stuff, and I was just like realizing how much work I still have left to do. But I'm grateful for it, And I just think that like if I at least speak about it, people can understand that it's not always just amazing for everybody, but there is so many amazing things going on, so I don't want to take away from that. And I am really excited about Three Eye Atlas. I think it's amazing, and when I tune into it personally, I'm not a channel, but it is pure love to me. So I love that message that you received, that it is pure love, because I'm knowing that everything that is happening to me is for my highest ascension. But I'm just being honest that like while it's happening, holy shit, like holy shit, man, just like holy. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to help everyone, because when we allow whatever is arising in our life, when we allow the shit to come up and be seen, and we don't run away from it, and we don't try identify it, like our mind will like try to understand it. Just mind, let us just be with this. Let us just breathe through it. Let me just feel into it and feel it. Then it transforms and it transmutes and it changes. And I know personally from my own experience and guiding so many people through this, that this is the way through, that it's actually we detach from the mind. It's that we create arm's length distance, that we realize, okay, I have a mind and I have emotions, but I am not them. And I can accept them and witness them and breathe through them and experience everything that life is bringing. But at the same time, I'm remembering that I am awareness. I am that which is before the thought. I am that which is before the emotion. I am that ocean of energy that is holding the character that I'm playing in place for the experience to happen. I am that. And when you come back to that, any wave that comes and knocks you, anything that you experience, you can get through it because you've got something deep inside, awareness.
Yeah. I think the reason this conversation took the turn it did is because you talked about like that there's going to be more space for us to make those changes, and that's what I like over the last like few months have been like clinging on to try to really change and grasp and just this past few weeks I've been able to really feel like I'm making progress, and so I think it's happening to me. The space is here for us all to grab onto, and I want to be as big as a support to my community as possible. Like I could just sit here and ask the basic questions like, tell me about aliens, tell me about this, but I want to just like dive into this, everything that's real and raw, and just be honest. So I really appreciate you allowing me to go there tonight.
This is what I love to do, is support, because I know it. I'm going through it too. And I can say, because I've actually gotten out the other side, that those big pebbles, those big rocks, those big boulders in the river, once you've gone through it, they disappear and only pebbles remain, and it gets easier and fluid and lighter. And I'm in that place now. Like I'm sharing from that place, but I also want to say there's an illusion that the mind will grasp onto, that there's like this bliss that we need to achieve in the future. There's a spiritual place. That's once again an illusion.
Yeah.
Consciousness and bliss I understand is just peace, is here in the present moment. You cannot achieve it outside of here and now. It's always here. And what keeps us from it is the mind. And so we can retract awareness from the mind at any time. It doesn't have to be a future moment. It can be right here, right now, coming back home into that oneness. And so from my own experience, it's the mind, the mind becomes less and less controlling. And like just the other day, I was lying there crying tears of love going, I actually can't believe how amazing my life is, because I used to feel every pain and take it personally. I used to be attached to the character Natalie, and now there's the spaciousness that I even forget what Natalie is. Like seriously, I forget that I'm a healer, and I forget that I can channel spirits or anything. And all of a sudden, I'll have a client book a session with me, and then I'm washing a dish, and I've got like a great-grandparent coming through with a message, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh, and that's going to be for the session that I'm about to have with this person. So the unfolding of the programming and the character that we play, and then coming into the spaciousness of consciousness is experiencing itself moment by moment, and it's absolutely magnificent and fun and free and creative, and like less and less blockages because the ego's got less and less control. So this awaits everyone, because if you're already on the spiritual awakening journey, then you are 100% going on this path for this state of freedom and connection to that which you truly are.
Beautiful. Yeah, the heart has always been like my access back to this higher portal and realm. And so I just, yeah, I don't know. I really just appreciate this conversation. And is there anything you want to close with based off of everywhere we went tonight with 3i Atlas, all the healing talk? Any final message that you have for everybody?
Yes, I'm going to channel the angels.
Mm-hmm.
We bring in a high frequency light into your heart, into your energy field, into every single one of you, into your auras, for you as a collective, as a group, an individual. We beam this light to you now. May you feel it energetically, and may it help you to remember the loving presence, the loving being that you truly are. We are bringing in more and more light right now. And we want you to know that this session is a cocoon of healing, that you listen to it now and you listen to it again, and whenever else it arises for you to come back to the space, that it's always available to you, and that we are always with you, that you are never alone. Each one of you has your own team of angels and guides, and every day we hold your hands. And in those moments where you are cracking open and breaking through and going through the darkness and the dark night of the soul, in those moments we hold you and we carry you. Today you have received deep healing, and something has shed, something has opened, and something new has been realized. You are now seeing with real eyes, more clarity. This session today is going to take a few days to unfold, meaning that the impact of everything you've received energetically and intellectually and on all the levels is going to unfold deeply over the next days and weeks, meaning that you will notice that you are showing up differently. that you are lighter, that you have more clarity, that you have more love and tenderness for yourself and for others. And we also come with some exciting news for you. Dear beloved beings of light, on the 8th of the 8th, the Lionsgate portal, so many of you sat in meditation and actively opened up a portal that never closed. Instead, it remained available in higher dimensions. Then again, many of you meditated, prayed, and set intention on 11:11. It added to the portal that was already open. We bring through immense light and excitement as we tell you that 12:12 is another portal, even higher frequency, each portal growing upon the next, where you get to experience the light. You may feel it in the cells of your body. Right now, pay attention to your feet. Maybe you can feel the energy vibrating in your feet. This 12:12 portal is activating strong golden light from the earth up through the roots into your feet to cleanse your meridians, the rivers of energy that flow through your body out into your aura, raising your frequency, that you feel lighter and lighter and lighter, and that you can rest in the light that you are. This 12:12 portal brings in the golden light of wisdom, meaning that you can access other lifetimes that you have lived where you were a wise old soul, and you have all lived lifetimes where you held a lot of wisdom. And you will access higher dimensions, aliens, other beings, Arcturians, starseeds, galactic families, 3i Atlas. 12:12 gives you the ability to raise your frequency and connect with anything and everything as far out as your mind can expand, because you are no longer in a lower frequency. So there is this great opportunity and experience available to you. Spend a few moments in this 12:12 energy, breathing in the golden light and just observing what's releasing, what's unfolding, and what you are tapping into and receiving. And then write it out, write it down, channel the depth of your heart onto paper and share it in the way in which you feel like sharing it. It may be with a family or a friend, or reading it out loud to your guides or to your community, or in this space, writing it into this community. Share what comes up for you into this community. And we, the angelic realm, will bring light to whatever it is you're going through. If you are needing to release something, write it down, and light will be sent to you in your releasing. And if you are creating, write it here in this community, and we, the angels, will add light to it. This is your time to shed those layers and return home to that which you've always been and which you always are: infinite, beautiful, loving consciousness. We love you, and we are always here for you. Take a few deep breaths in and out. As you breathe in, make it very focused. Bring all conscious awareness into this moment, breathing in through your nose, up through your third eye, up to your crown, activating the higher frequencies. Breathe out through your mouth, sending the energy down your body, anchoring deeper and deeper into the only moment that exists, presence. And just observe what you are experiencing. And this deep connection to the light that you are. Notice through all of your senses. And make the next moment after this session full of intention. Take full awareness into the next moment after this session, and every other moment will follow with the same awareness and presence as that one. This is the gift for you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. It's always a pleasure. You're welcome back here anytime. And thank you for just being here for me as I shared all that. And thank you to this amazing community. I love you so much for just allowing me to always share exactly where I'm at. So thank you. And, lastly, how can anybody listening get in touch with you or support you?
Oh, yes. First of all, I love you, Kyle. You are,
I love you too.
You are in my heart. You are a dear friend to me.
Thank you. I mean the same thing. I get so happy every time I hear from you. So thank you.
I feel the same. It's like heart expansion. Yeah.
Every time.
And that this love that I feel in my heart is extending out to everyone here. Everyone can feel it.
Yeah.
And so if anyone is in resonance or wants to connect with me, there's 3 places where you can be supported. There's my YouTube, which is Natalie Namaste Healer. There is my Instagram, which I give a lot of support because we're still human, like day-to-day guidance.
Nice.
On the Instagram, which is Natalie Namaste with an underscore at the end. My YouTube is more like channeled guidance and the Arcturians and the angels, and people can ask me questions and I'll channel answers. So they've got different energies. And then the other place is my website, natalienamaste.com, and just go spend some time there. You'll feel the energy, and there's a meditation that helps you to create a healthy boundary, protect yourself, clear blockages, and raise your frequency and be supported by the angels. So that's a really good one to help.
Awesome. Everybody go check out all of Natalie's stuff, and we love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste.